righty. Okay, we're going to start just by, we're going to be using one of these straps today. Okay. Yeah, we're going to chain me up. I just want you to see how to do this. This one has been threaded. Yeah, that's not it. So a lot of people, when they get these, they're just kind of confused. They have teeth on one side, right? So you do want to make them flat. They are long. I prefer the longer ones. There are shorter ones, but I like the longer ones because you can use them for so much more. So you want to make sure that you're going into the back side of this. So you make it flat, you go in low and come out here. And whoa, strap's going bad. There, that is not holding very strong. Okay, maybe I even did it wrong this time. Let's try the other direction. No, we've had them, but people take them, they unloop them as they use them. Okay, so go in on the teeth side. Low, big, that should hold it. See? That's what we're looking for, is that hold. Now, we don't need the loop that big today, so we just pull up. We need it about like that. Okay? So, I just wanted to show you that before we get started. You don't even like to say. Around our necks, sir. Around your necks? That's where you want it? Okay. So I hate when somebody's done them and they've not done them straight, because you put them on your body part and that will hurt. It's just simple. There are ones that have the D-rings, the metal D-rings. I don't like them as much. They are, they're not as sturdy. They don't stay. Sometimes the D-ring will slip. And when you're holding body weight with these, you do not want the D-ring to slip. So you're going in on the teeth side and back out, and then you just pull to the width you're going to need. We're working on knees today, okay? On knees. Knees. Some exercise. You've gone a little further. I've seen you go a little further, but yes. Oops, somebody's calling. Ashley. Okay. No, where are you in class? Please don't call. But you see, they get, it's like, if you don't learn how to do this, you just will never get, this is a wasted item. Okay. So, we got our straps going. We'll get started. Our straps are ready. We'll use flip-flops. And we'll start. Go ahead. We always start, right, with pausing the balls on your feet. With, I'm out of Mongolia. And I decided to do a colored mat so that you could see, because most of my pants are dark. Are we ready? Go ahead and take a deep inhale and hold at the top. And then just hold. As you hold, notice what happens. Just hold. You get to a place where you feel strain, that's when the hold stops, and you just immediately exhale. So go ahead and exhale. Now, some of you can hold a lot longer. We're going to practice that. It's called a kumbhaka in Sanskrit. Inhale. Hold. There is nothing wrong with being able to hold our breath. This is when I usually talk because I usually try to breathe. Go ahead and exhale. Notice what starts to happen with your abdomen and your core when you hold the breath. Go ahead and do it again. Inhale. At first, you're just kind of like, I feel great. And I don't know about you, but then pretty soon it kind of feels like I want to take a breath. So you feel your stomach muscles kind of tighten. I sit up a little taller to see if maybe they're in those lungs. And if you're still holding, that's fine. And then go ahead and release. Inhale. If you ever hold your breath, feel it start to get up into your eyes, your bulging, your pressure, you've gone too far. You've gone past your best place to be. It doesn't do you any benefit past that. So you can notice that my voice is still kind of normal. And you get to a point. So that is a very important thing to do, to be able to do, okay? But it is not what we do when we're moving, okay? It's not a normal breath. If your normal breath has a hold in it, then you are straining, okay? Our normal breath is an inhale and an exhale. They are not, although they can, we can do that, right? That's a Kalabati, skull shining breath. But, or when we have this long and slow, we call it in Sanskrit Ujjaya. It means a victorious breath. It's a warrior breath, okay? Now, normally the Ujjaya sounds like this. You actually can hear it. And I'm using the muscles of my throat and my nose. My mouth is closed. Go ahead and give that one a try. Inhale. Through the nose, mouth closed, exhale. Now, instead of blowing out my nose like I would blow the nose, I actually pull with my throat and bring that breath down into my belly. So give that a try. Okay, inhale through your nose. Exhale using the throat, close your mouth. Exhale, pull the breath down into the belly. This is often referred to as a Darth Vader breath. You'll hear that a lot since we've had Star Wars. Go ahead and try it a couple times. The inhale. You can hear it. The exhale, pulling down into the belly. You do not need to let everyone else in the room hear it. I am not even exaggerating. Go ahead and breathe normal. And then try to see if you can find not really a hold of the breath, but find a softer version of the Ujjaya breath. So an inhale, long and slow, and an exhale, long and slow. And an inhale, and an exhale. Using the muscles of the throat. To inhale and to exhale. So that's kind of the normal breath. You can blink open those eyes. That's kind of the normal breath we do in a yoga class, is that last one we got to, okay? But breathing exercises are so valuable because our diaphragm is also a muscle. So is our pelvic floor. And when we inhale, they kind of go like this. And when we exhale, so we're actually doing that with the pelvic floor. And what would that create in this cavity if we did it? Can you think about the massage of the organs? Through here, we've got the diaphragm's up there. Through here, we've got the intestines, the colon. We have the liver, the kidneys, the adrenals, We have, am I missing anything down in here? Gallbladder, if you still have one. I said liver, right? So all of those muscles are down in here. Stomach is down here. And then as we compress, and we can do it just with our breath, our digestive system functions better with our breathing. And that's one of the things that yoga teaches, is to breathe. They use the breath with the body and the mind, right? To connect those two together. But that whole idea of this expansion, contraction as we breathe it benefits the lungs, but it really benefits down in here too. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. So why we're moving, especially when we're holding, when we get into something where I'm having you hold, we tend to have the breath hold as well. So we don't want that. We want the inhale and the exhale, right?
I just thought of something. When a new baby comes home, you see his whole body breathe.
Yes,
So
your whole body breath with a brand new baby. That is very great observation. It's true. I don't know if you've sat next to someone. As a teacher, I will walk around the class and listen to breathing. I'm listening because often I'll hear this. That's a whole breath, right? So if you can hear or even just notice that somebody is breathing, okay? So one of the things, we've had 2 miscommunications, but there's a gal that was wanting me to come in. She's bedridden, okay? She's got some illnesses. One of the very first things you do is breathe with them. Because when you're in bed, your breath becomes quite shallow. And that's natural. As we sleep, when we do our Shavasana at the end of class, it's kind of like we don't even pay attention. And that's what's meant to do. It is a rest for our muscles. If we don't get into those deep REMs of sleep, then even our breathing gets off, okay? So it's just kind of this amazing thing. But what has that got to do with knees? Guess what? Knees are a part of our body. More often than not, when we start working specific exercises, I hear happen. So that's one of the biggest things. Okay, so go ahead and grab your pull strap. I want to teach you something. We kind of worked a little bit on alignment. You're going to thread your feet through the strap. Now, this is too wide for me. Can you see how my knees can go past what my hip bones are? So you want to pull it up. You get it on your thighs. Make sure that this buckle is off the legs. That'll hurt if it gets into the legs. You don't need to make it smaller. That's too small there.
I'm trying to make it bigger.
Pull, just pull. There you go. Did I make yours too small? Probably. So yeah, hug that in, tighten it. So what you're looking for to do is to get a pull, but when you pull the knees, you can't get them past here. So I'm still a little bit narrow. Okay, that's where you want to go. And then your feet, remember we talked about our feet being right below the knees. So many women walk like this. I see the knees coming in and the feet out. Try it, and you might have to totally change your structure, okay? Go ahead and take it and tighten it just probably another inch, because we're gonna push into it. Just go ahead and push wide. Try to let your knees go wide. Okay, yeah, get it up, mid-thigh, kind of halfway between, or maybe even a little higher. What do you feel in your hips when you pull wide? What do you feel?
Nothing.
You don't feel nothing.
Feels like they're steady.
They're steady, they're firm. Think about your back Go ahead and just push into those. Walk your feet just a tad wider and push even out wider. Can you feel the sacrum? That's right between the hips, low here.
That's why I need to be tighter.
Your needs to be down this way more. Now push. Yeah. Can you feel? What do you feel in your hips as you push wide?
I don't know, it's like too tight. Sorry.
You got yours too tight? No, I don't think so.
Darn.
Can you feel the hips? They kind of spread. Right? So we talked about our posture and the setting up of the body last week. Okay. This, go ahead and release. You feel the work you've done on the outside of your legs. Go ahead and push back in. Yeah. Notice what happens with your spine. We talked about this. Remember, we put the block in between our thighs and come back. Go ahead and do it again. Go wide. Push through your feet. Don't let your feet move. Make sure. This is what tends to happen to the outside edge of your foot. Try to pull the inside edge back down and just widen. Now go ahead and lean a little bit forward. Anybody feel a stretch kind of right deep in the glute and down into the hamstring? Yeah. And release. Okay. So we talked about this a little bit last week. The knee has zero muscle. All it has is tendons running through it. Tendons attaching each other, tendons attaching this, tendons back in here, ligaments attach bone to bone. Tendons attach muscle to bone. So you've got all of that going on down here, muscle, 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 but not here. If we want our knees to be healthy, we have to work this, we have to work this. So today we're going to do those things, okay? You're going to want your socks off later. You can do them now or you can do them later because we're going to be up on a block and standing. So when we go this way, if you think about it, if we want the healthiest knee, we want to try and keep, and there is structure in our bodies that is not, that may be a little off. We're not perfect. And this side is not the same as this side. Even though we got two knees and they look kind of the same, they're really not. One side's going to be stronger than the other. You've probably already noticed that. Okay? We tend to be right-handed. Have you ever tried to do what you do with your right hand with your left? Yeah, not. It's really, really hard. It's really difficult. Go ahead and push into your feet. Push down. In fact, if you want, you can take a block, but I want you to put it the widest way it can go. It's going to go between your ankles. That's going to help pull the inner part of the foot down. Go wider, Larry.
I can't go wider unless I take this.
Okay, take it. Make it a little looser now. There you go. That's it. That says, nope, got to go wider.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's because I really want you to feel that push.
push.
I know, I'm so demanding. So I am pushing. Go ahead and lift up your toes and spread them. Okay? Go ahead and push the ankles into the block. And then try to stretch your toes forward and put them down. You'll find that the whole calf, you've engaged that muscle. You're squeezing into the block. Now, while you squeeze into the block, pull wide with your strap. Yeah, can you notice that as you go wide with the knees, you want to stop pushing the block? We want both of them. This is the opposition. We call it shins in, thighs out. Okay? Shito. Sito. Sito. That's kind of the acronym. So as we hug that in and we widen, can you feel the strength in your legs? Now you have to release and relax because that can get intense. Okay? But that's the principle. That principle alone is protection for the knees because the knees aren't meant. Yes, I can wiggle it side to side this way, but that's my hip movement. That has nothing to do with this. This knee is only supposed to do this. And it's not supposed to go past.
but it's also supposed to be able to get some range of motion and keep it, okay? So some of us may have lost that. We've got injury and we can't do that anymore. You can actually slowly, over time, increase the range of motion. But it takes consistency every day. Every day. We don't get to stop. We don't get to not, okay? Had the biggest aha this summer. Some of the podcasts with Come Follow Me, their institute, seminary, religion teachers. They talk about preparing for classes, and they said preparing for classes is not doing my own study. And I was like, Debbie, preparing for yoga is not doing your own yoga practice. And this summer I had gotten away from that, my own yoga practice, because I was so busy. I would still prep for a class, but I'm just as important as you are, I'm sorry to say. I know you wish it was the opposite. Go ahead and release again. I'm hoping that that is starting to make sense. Go ahead and take this off. So the reason I like these straps, there's no stretch in it. Okay, you can really, can you feel that still here up on your thighs, right? Okay, so we're gonna kind of do some exercises today that will strengthen calves, shins, that will strengthen the quad, the outside, the hamstring, the inside, okay? We want all of it. If we have, most of us, this is very weak. We don't use the inside of the body, okay? So this is the phrase, this is the thought I want you to feel today, is called hug the midline. It's a phrase. It means everything is coming which direction? In. I'm hugging in, okay? Now, when we hug in, there's got to be an opposite reaction. It is expand out. So go ahead and see if with your body, you can feel this action of everything getting small towards the center line. Yes, this would help because that is one of those actions. And then see if you can kind of expand out past this in. So it's not just my arms moving, it's my thighs, everything. I'm trying like a zipper up through the center and then just expand. And you feel movement, but it's so minuscule. But those are energies that we want to have a feel for. Pretty vague? I'm seeing eyes kind of, I don't know if I get
I just go
that.
along with it.
You just go along with it? So, let me help you with this one maybe. Go ahead and just lift your right leg. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see really well, okay? This, flex the foot, go ahead and lift your right leg. Flex the foot, okay? Go ahead and here, can you feel this thigh works, okay? If you bend it, this thigh actually flattens and this is working. So this is how the body works. Out and back, out and back, out. And that is the only movement we want the knee to make. That's the only one that's safe. If I'm doing this, out and in, is that knee at all? No, that's total hip. If my hips are tight, what effect will it have on my knee? If I can't go like this, it will try to go like this itself. That is one of the biggest problems. Golfers, this, and they don't have the strength here, and they get into the swing, and there's damage done, okay? Walking, okay? We talked about this in walk. Remember how we shuffled? That shuffle, This is actually using this muscle, okay? So I want you to turn around, or stand up. We're gonna start with our feet, and we're gonna work the calves and shin muscles. You've already worked this. So with a stand, when you find that again, put the block between your legs. You don't have to turn side to side. This is so that you guys can see me.
Oh.
Okay, I want, yeah, now you go. So grab the block and standing, hug the ankles in. Find that midline hug. When I do that, my glutes kind of squeeze, my rear end. Okay, I feel a little bit of a hugging here, like a corset. Okay, I feel this. My hands can come in, but they can be in here and feel like they're pulling down, and that's hugging the midline. Okay, when I hug the midline, what happens to the spine? Can you feel that? Yeah, it straightens. It actually gets a little taller, and then release and shake it out. Okay, so it's one of the things we're working on. Block as flat as you can. Okay, it's going to be behind your chair. Put it behind your chair so you can hold on with both hands. I don't know if you've ever done these. This isn't, we've done this where we stretch the calf. Okay, push it down. You don't have to have yours on the mat. Okay, push down with the heel. Now, can you feel how the knee wants to lock back? Slightly bend it forward. Push down with the heel. And then you're just going to go, come all the way up. Both toes. Both toes.
Both toes?
Both, you're lifting up on both toes. Get your back foot up on your toes on the back foot. Nope, change back. It's okay. It's okay. Put it up on the block. Push down into that block. The whole ball of the foot is on the block. Now lift both heels. Yeah. And come back down. And lift it up. And come back down. And lift it up. Now come part way down. And then just pump. Down and up, down and up, down and up. And then come all the way down. Stay here, bend the knee slightly, reach through the heel. Let yourself lean forward. You are finding that heel reaching down. And then release. Roll through that ankle. Beautifully done. Second side. Scoot your block over if you need to. Ball of the foot, the total ball of the foot is on the block. Push down with the heel. Let your right foot step back, right, so that you've got some space. Push down with the heel. Make sure this knee is not locking back. That's the tendency when we push down to get the heel down. So find there's a slight bend in the knee and stretch. Go ahead and lean forward and get that calf. And then come, here we go. Come up onto your toes, both heels lift. Come all the way back down. Come up. Now, if you're like, geez, I don't feel this at all, wait until tomorrow. If you feel it tomorrow, then you know you've done enough. If you don't feel it tomorrow, then you could do more. So you are really paying attention to what your body is feeling. Okay, come up, go ahead and hold it part way up, and then just down and up, down and up. This is the one that gets me a little more than the others. Down and up, and then come back down and bend the knee and stretch it out. Stretching out the word. Be careful. I'm glad you didn't do that up on top. Yeah, and then release, okay? Roll through that ankle. So, you've got to work the calf. You can walk up and down stairs, but that's not going to get your calf, not a ton. To really work the calf, the heel has to drop below the ball of the foot. That's the only way the calf will stretch. So you can do all of this on a stairs. Please don't do it on the big stairs going down. Just maybe a 1 or 2 on the porch or into the house, stepping up over that kind of a thing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sometimes we can lose our balance doing this and we tumble. What were you doing? I was doing Deb's calf raises when I fell down the stairs. Okay. So now, can you feel that the front of the shin is also worked here?
Okay, when we go ahead and just hold on, you can hold on both hands. When we go up and down, that's all we're gonna do right here is just go up and back down. Go up and back down. Go up and back down. That doesn't really work the front side of the body, the front side of the leg at
That's
all.
okay.
That's okay? No, it's not. So, take your foot, turn the toes under. Yeah, you knew I was coming here, okay?
You're killing on this.
Yeah. So, you're on one leg, we'll do both legs, but I want you to that foot back a little. Holding onto your chair, you may lean forward. Can you see how much my lean is? And then you're actually going to kind of try and come down here. And then push into this foot. Can you feel the front of the shin? Yeah. That's also stretching through the ankle. Does that bug your knee?
It's Kristen.
Doesn't matter. We don't want it to bug either knee. And then come up, release. Yeah, roll through.
And the top of the foot, is that normal?
Yes. Because how often have you done that? When we were babies.
Yeah.
We breathed with our whole bodies. We moved with our whole bodies, right? But we don't anymore, okay? Can you feel the front of the shin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
The foot.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Now, you can always do that on a blanket. My dad says I used to, I don't know if I can do it anymore. He says I used to walk around the house like this. So, yeah, I can't do that anymore. So, find the other side. Toes turned under, okay? You can slide it back a little. And then you're gonna bend. I'm not. Hold on to your chair. You can do this holding onto your counter. Now push down with that foot, that back foot. Try to get some push down into that back foot. Breathe. Beautifully done. And then come up, release. Woo! Yeah. So we actually take, when we point, we're actually extending the front of this thigh, or the front of the shin. But when we push down against something, it's going to require it to contract. There's also a stretch going on, okay? The way to work the shins, we're going to do that next. Just hold on to your chair. Go ahead and turn to the side on this one. Not the chair, just your body. And you don't have to face each other, it doesn't matter. Just lift one leg, okay? So point the flex, but try to notice it's not just a flex, pull back. It's a flex trying to get the toes even past. We do this, that's a contraction of the shin. However, when we do it here, it's a steady contraction. This is a moving contraction. So you're going to point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. We'll do 5 of them. Here's the last one. And then circle, 3, 4, 5. Circle the other way. Can you feel the top of your thigh working while we hold this leg up? Good. And there's 3, and there's 4, and there's 5, and go ahead and put it down. Okay, so working here. When we sit a lot, our legs don't have to work. They just don't. When we lie down, they don't have to work. So just lifting and doing that, you feel those thighs. That is going to help with your strength to walk, right? Second side. Lift the leg. Doesn't have to be high, but it can be. No, it doesn't have to be. Point and flex, point and flex. Are you using the other leg? Point and flex. I don't know.
Yeah.
You turn directions, and so I'm kind of like, you want to make sure you get both, not both the same one twice. Point and flex, point and flex, and then try the big circle. There's 2, there's 3. You want that range of motion. There's 4, there's 5. Feel the thigh and celebrate that you have a thigh. Reverse it.
there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, and then shake it out. Okay, remember our shake? Just let everything go. Wiggle. Have you seen those machines? There's one downstairs. That's what you want.
Yes.
What it does is it releases the tension. Okay, it's one of the best things. And then pause and notice, can you feel that tingle? It's kind of cool. So that is other things you can do with your shin and ankle, but that's kind of it. Okay. The thigh, however, total different thing. So we've worked, you can already feel we've worked this. The hamstring is the hardest to get sitting down. So that's why we do this one. Go ahead and stretch it back. Reach. Now bend your knees and take your rear end further back. And then go ahead and push into your feet. Feel as if that block is between the ankles. Hug in. Look at your feet. Make sure the toes are straight forward. Trudy, take your feet a little wider. Larry, bring your feet a little narrower. Narrow. I know. Yeah. And straight forward. And then reach and lengthen and find that stretch. Do you feel a stretch on the back of your legs? Do you? Okay. So what you want to try and do is push the heel down, push the ankles in, widen the hips, and lift the sit bones up. Find that stretch, push, and then release and come all the way back up. So that's a stretch of the hamstring, okay? We need to work the hamstring as well.
Okay, why are my shoulders? Are your shoulders
Tired?
bothering you?
Oh.
The way you know.
From doing that, you just might be tight there. Just roll through them. That's exactly what you do. Just roll through it. And then notice if there's a ton of tension within your shoulders when you do this, okay? All right, so one of the best ways to do hamstrings is this, okay? Now, this is what you want to feel. You want to feel as if something's pulling the foot down and at the same time up. So what I'd like you to envision, I just need to scoot a little bit here. My dark pants are not visible. You want to feel like you've got an elastic. It's there and it's up in the sit bone.
Debbie, why do you wear your pants over your heels?
Oh, these are just really long ones. So they just kind of do that. Good question. Why do you wear them that way? So you're here, you've got an elastic attached. What would that elastic want to do? It's stretch. We want to do this, but we're resisting it. So it's going to want to pull it in, but we're not going to let it. That's the feeling I want you to have. So bend one knee. This knee can be bent. We're learning to balance. We're also doing some balance work while we're at this, okay? So try to feel like you're pulling away. You're not going to let that heel come any closer. You're going to pull it away. Can you feel the work going on in the back of the leg? Okay? You're pulling it away like you've got a strap. And if I let it go, it would just go boink. But you don't, right? You're pulling that away and then release. Anybody feel the back of the leg?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel it on the standing leg or the leg that was lifted?
Lifted.
Okay. Okay. Do the other side. Stand. You can totally be like this. Take a little bend in this knee. We're trying to stay out of it. Although we are working balance on this ankle. We'll go ahead and lift. Feel the elastic. It's really a strong one. It's pulling towards here, but I'm pulling away. Okay? Pulling away. I'm holding. I'm pushing. So there, you could just hold this and be a statue. That's not going to work the muscle like it is if you just constantly feel like you're trying to pull away. Pull away. Pull away. Okay? Pull away. Go ahead and let it come a little closer. Ooh, pull it away. And then release. And come down and shake out again. So we're going to do that one again with movement, but sometimes that gets a little too much to do at the same time.
Debbie, every week you find muscles we didn't know we had.
Well, we have over 600 in our body. Plant that hand, plant that other foot. Do the first side. Do the first side. Bend that knee, okay? Find the elastic. Let it pull a little closer to your glute. You might not get it very close, it's okay. And then you're gonna pull it away, and it's coming back. Now, I'm not pulling it away slingshot back. I'm pulling it away, I'm slowly releasing. I'm pulling it away, I'm slowly releasing. I'm pulling away, I'm slowly releasing. I'm pulling away, I'm slowly releasing. Pulling away, last one, slowly release. Can you hold, pulling away, release, okay? So we want both types of movement. We want hold, and we want the in and out, okay? Can you feel your knees, the back of your knees? And do you feel like a tingly? Not,
Sorry, I can't believe that.
maybe it's more your thighs that are tingled. Okay, try the other side. The only way we get blood flow through our knees is moving. Okay, so you've got the elastic, you're pulling it away, it's slowly coming back, you're pulling it away, it's slowly going back, you're pulling it away, you're slowly, make sure you're not locked in the other leg, pulling it back. Now find your breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Couple more, one, last one, and hold, pulling it away, and release, beautifully done. Shake it out, okay? Fabulous work. I want to work the inner and outer. So go ahead, come back to your seat. And grab your blue strap, or your stretchy strap. Yours might not be blue. And if you feel like you need a lot, not so tight, the yellow ones are not so tight. So you kind of are gonna pay attention. We're not gonna do a ton with the upper body, but we will move through a few of our vinyasas kind of at the end, because we really want it here. So, take your strap, it's gonna go underneath your thighs and come up. You're gonna cross it across the legs. You'll grab each strap so it's crossed. Yeah, come grab right here where the cross is. I know they do, don't they? Okay, so grab here. Okay, so you're gonna feel this in your arms, so you'll get a little bit of arm work. And then I want you to come over just about 2 steps. So you're actually on this thigh and on this thigh, but my hands, now my wrists are crossed. Okay, and then I do want you to kind of squeeze. You don't have to grip, but kind of squeeze the strap so it's gonna stay there. Okay, try to keep this leg steady, and you're just gonna pull this one wide. Step it out to the side, turn the knee out and the foot out, okay? And then you're just gonna pull wide. Does anybody feel that on your legs? Pull it out. So you're pulling here. Pull it out. Pull it out. Do you feel this leg that's out to the side working? Out and in. Yeah, out and in. Move your foot further out. No, not in. Further out. Yeah, come up on your toes. Now go out and in, out and in, out and in, out and hold. Just hold it wide. Pull your hands a little closer, trying to get them on top of each other. Maybe a little bit of a wiggle. And then release.
I've got my hands wrong.
Okay, come all the way back. We'll work through that again. So what you're doing is your hands are pulling the outside in. They're trying to hug the midline. No, change hands. Okay, come closer start, okay, cross over, there you go. Now move your hands, yeah, don't cross them, stay here, okay? Take this hand to that thigh, but you know, hold on to that strap. Now take this hand to this strap. The one that's not the end, but the here, and then pull. Can you feel it now? Okay. Yeah, there you go. You're gonna take this other leg out to the side, okay? You're holding here, pull out and in, out and in. Do the other leg, you have cramp in the hip, do your other leg. You're doing the same leg. Take your right leg out and in. Okay, move your foot a little further forward. That's just something you're gonna have to remember to do. And out and in, and out and in. Pulling through the hands, right? There's some work going on in the shoulders. Try not to let the shoulders start to do this. Let them pull down the back. Out and in, now hold, and little pumps. Just going out. Making it wider, it rolls up, it's okay.
I feel it now.
And then release, okay? So just working the outside of the thigh. We'll use these again, so kind of keep them closed, but grab your blocks. Sorry, your blocks are all behind you. Let me grab them for you.
Thank you.
So, grab that block, and now you're gonna put it in between your thigh. We did this last week, and high as you can, but not on your knees. Bring it up as high as you can get it, in between your thighs, as high as you can get it. Nope, turn it the other way.
You changed it, huh?
Okay, this is up as high as you can, okay? Do you remember the block at the ankle? Squeeze the ankle and squeeze this block, but don't let the knees, well, if you keep it wide, the knees won't go too narrow, usually. Okay, notice where your feet are. Are they right below your ankles? Yours need to come in a little. Yours need to go out a little. Yours need to come forward. Yes. Okay. I want you to hug that block. Put your hands right here. Push down. Release. Push down. Can you feel that twist in the muscle? Push down. Hug it in. Don't just let this push move. Hug the block. And up. Hug the block. Anybody's legs getting tired? Hug the block. My ankles are pushing in, right? Hug the block. Come back. Hug the block. Or push down. Hug it tight and release. Where do you feel
Using less than your hands.
it? I know. You feel that here. You can feel it all the way here. You can feel it in your hips. Okay? So important. So, if you go back and re-watch, okay, it's got all the sides. Is there more we could do? Absolutely. But I want you to do some specific things for your knees, okay? So come all the way up. Again. Turn, or get at the back of your chair. Okay. I don't know if you'll need a block or not. I haven't decided. Go ahead and step 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay. You're going to take, yep, you are going to need the block. It's going to come back here by this back foot. And actually, why don't you bring it up as high as you can? And make it this way. You're going to actually put your shin on it. Let me show you what we're going to do first. And then you can do it. It'll probably be easier. So I've got a step. Okay, I'm going to actually bring my shin onto that block. That's a right angle. This one's, okay. One of the things that, be careful, these are wobbly. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. No, we're going to do something else. That's just not firm enough. It's not,
By the way, she's going to lose it.
yeah.
It's wobbly. It is.
That's too wobbly. That's too scary. Okay.
You still
I felt wobble on mine too. Let's try this.
With the right knee.
Your back leg, yeah, to the back knee. Me too. That's just too wobbly. If you have a stool, that's ideal. Okay, we're using 2 bolsters stacked on top of each other. There is a little bit of a wobble forward, and that's okay. So one leg is in front, one leg is behind. And you're gonna bend that back knee, and the shin's on it. The knee's actually hanging over. So don't have the knee, you're not gonna be here. Take the whole shin up and over so that the knee's hanging off. Okay? Walk this other foot even more forward.
Go forward.
Yep, keep coming. No, go between your chair, Joyce, not wide. There you go. Move that strap out of the way. There you go. Keep moving your shoes, Larry. You gotta go more. There you go. Ooh. I know. Come.
More?
Yep, right. No. There. Now lean forward over that. Your knee possibly will hit the chair, yes? Let it. Okay? Now, you're going to try to come down a little lower, knees into the chair, okay? We're decreasing the bend in this knee. How's that mean? Is that okay? Take your foot, spread your toes. The minute you spread your toes, you're engaging the shin, okay? Go ahead and spread your toes. Can you feel the elastic from here to here? Feel it. Resist it pulling in. So all those things we've already done. Can you feel the work going on in this? Okay. Now I'd like you to see if you can pull that knee a little closer to the floor. You're going to feel it through here. It is a fabulous stretch. Breathe. No holding your breath. Bless you. And then go ahead and release. Okay. Come back. Lift up. Bend and straighten that knee. Bend and straighten that knee. Does that make sense, what we just did? Okay. How'd that feel?
It's a huge stretch.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Oh, something in the air. The knee that was on the back, does it feel like it got a little extra stretch over the top of the knee? Was it too much?
Well,
Did you have pain?
It was okay. No.
Okay, then I think it's okay. How was yours?
That's okay.
You weren't on that knee. You were on, your bad knee was forward. What did this that knee feel like?
Feels good.
Okay, feels good, okay. All right, so that's what we're working towards, okay? This front knee isn't really going to go deeper than that because it's into the chair, okay? So adapt, come to the other side, okay? You're walking this foot enough forward that when you come down, the knee is going to hit so that you can't overbend. So Larry, you gotta step that right foot like way far forward, the front one, way far forward, in between the chairs, in between. There you go, come, a little bit more. Yeah, now when you bend, your knee's hitting that, okay? Then you're taking the other shin, right, on the back. Put some weight on it.
I want to move these.
I feel like I'm ready to throw it in.
Yeah, there you go. Now you come. There you go. There you go. That's it. Sit on.
She sat on me.
Oh, I know. So, okay, you ready? Get the knee into the chair. So Joyce, you need to come a little further forward with your front foot. And get that chair with the knee. Boom. Yeah. And then lift the back foot up, flex it, spread through your toes. Find the elastic from the back heel to your sit bone and pull it in. But it's not really pulling in. Yeah. How's that on your other knee? Is it
I
okay?
can feel it though.
Okay, push into your heel on that front foot. Keep the foot down. Does that make a difference in the knee?
Yeah, now I feel it back.
Yeah, you want it back there. That's the muscle. How are you doing?
Okay, I think.
Okay. Toes spread. Feel the elastic between here and here. Trying to just get a little bit of extra. Yeah. Yeah. And release and come back. Gently. Bend and straighten that back knee.
Boy, do I feel.
Bend and straighten the back knee. Just bend and straighten. Move the bolsters out of the way. You move you out of the way of the bolsters and just find that range of motion. Okay? Do you feel how we've worked that knee?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And this,
So for some of you, I think, hang on. For some of you, okay, that you're really tight, but you haven't had any real knee issues. You might be able to do this. I don't know what your bend range is. You're not ready for this. You'd use something bigger. Okay? You're taking and I'm creating a roll. It's going to go right behind the knee. Okay? I'm looking for range of motion. So when I fold this over, the only time it's safe for the knee to come over the ankle is when I'm this low to the ground. If I'm in a lunge like this, that is so harmful for the knee. You want to always be here, right over, okay? But now, okay, now you can do this two ways. If you don't have as much range of motion, then stay up. You can totally put a blanket underneath this knee on the ground. Okay, you're going to here. As I bend over this, I'm creating more space here because it's got to go over this. So we do this all the time to create more space in the knees is to come. I've got this pulled as close and tight as I can up to that kneecap. So if you can do that, great. If you're like, there's no way, Deb, then you're coming here. But you want to find yourself able to at least move a little bit forward, okay? So, you want? Grab your strap, because I think we're going to do this. But let me set you up. One of your bolsters is going to be for the back knee, or for the whole back leg. You can make it long. It's going to be kind of to the side of your chair so that you can hold on to your chair. Yeah. With your strap, you're fine. With your strap, just take and fold it back and forth. Remember that ribbon candy that we had at Christmas time? I don't know. That reminds me of. Okay, so you've now got this thick, okay? I'd like you to come here. The problem is, I just don't know if you can do all of them at the same time. You want to try, in fact, before you go there, let's come down on this back knee, okay? The back shin, the whole back knee. Holding onto your chair here, okay? Yeah, forget that. This, just hold on to it for now. Yeah, there you go. So, one knee down, the other one's forward. Why don't, make it your left one. Yeah, make the left one be this way, yes. No, you're right. Just bring that foot down.
Right here?
Yep, can you kneel that? Okay. Bring your left foot, yeah, there you go. Okay, with this, go ahead and come here and try to put that right up in the inside of the knee. So it's just, it's there, okay? And then I'm going to see if you can move the foot back a little. I don't know if that's going to be big enough to even fold.
Fold it in half.
Maybe fold it in half again. Yeah, I probably should have, if I was going to do this, I just had the thought while we were here. That's not, never mind. It doesn't work. Yeah, it just isn't doing what I want it to do, okay? Go ahead and be here. This is also a really, really good one. Okay, you've got two right ankles, both knees, okay? Using your hand here, go ahead and you're just gonna try and lean the body back. You're gonna feel this on the leg on the ground, yes? A stretch. We need that stretch. Turn the back toes, push them into the ground. Yes. Try to turn them under, not flat, but turn the toes. There you go, and put the toes into the ground. So we're also working toes, okay? And you're just gonna lean back and come back forward. Now, as you lean back, push into that knee, push into this foot. As you come back, push against, like feel the resistance. So you're pulling back this knee, that foot. Pull back that knee, that foot. One more. Go back, find that stretch, and come all the way back. Go ahead and push into the chair. Come all the way up. And wiggle. How's that on your knee? Is that okay?
I feel it, it's
Okay.
okay.
Okay. We're gonna turn around to the other side. So you're gonna move your bolsters to the other side.
There you are.
Move your bolster to the other side.
Secretary, chair too.
No, you don't need to. You're just moving your bolster. I'm gonna move my chair so I can stay forward. Okay, the bolster is back. Okay, now some of you, this is gonna be your other side, your left. So bring the bolster close to the chair. There you go.
I can't go over there and see.
I know, I want you to see where you can go on that knee. You okay? There? I want you to be honest. You okay there?
We sort of did
Is that hurting?
Okay, now.
But is it hurting?
No, it's not good.
Okay.
it.
Okay, can you, yeah, there you go. Okay. I think you would be okay. That's the only reason I had to do this.
Well, it's not, it's got insurance.
Yeah. Turn your back toes, the back toes, see if you can turn them under and push down and back with the heel. Do you need to be up a little higher? Or bring it a little higher?
Yeah, get me off the ground.
There you go. Come here. The only problem with this is you're not, I'm gonna come and be your that.
You can see my wife.
I'm gonna be your anchor for just a minute. Okay, so remember we're here, okay? We're turning the toe, we're feeling this work so that we can feel the work on this shin. We're pushing down and we're pushing down into the knee, pull back and come back forward and pull back and come back forward, okay? I'm just gonna go help and back forward. So what I want you to do is push into my shin. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's not easy. No,
No.
it's hard for me to push down.
Push down. Does it hurt to push down?
No, it's just,
It's just
that seems like I do it.
push back and then whatever.
I wish I.
I know. Yeah. And one more. Lean and release. Okay. You got it? You got things with us. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. How do the knees feel? How do the knees feel?
Mine is okay.
They feel okay.
A little sore.
Just a little sore.
But I'm okay.
Okay.
Till I start walking today.
Yeah, okay. So try to remember some of these things that we're doing while you do other activities. Go ahead and come. We're not gonna go on the backs today. We've done an awful lot of different stuff. But grab one of your bolsters when you come back to your chair. Yeah, just one. This blue thing is a bolster. Okay.
You just need one.
Just need one. And you can face away from us. Face Joyce. That's totally fine. There's no, yeah, you won't need the other stuff, okay? So, the key to using to the knee. We only did a couple of things that will work the knee today.
We worked all the muscles around it. I want you to notice how your knees feel after. Do they have a little more range of motion? They might. I don't want the actual knee to be sore, but I'm okay if this is sore, and this is sore, and this is sore, okay? Well, I want you to pay attention to how sore and how long it lasts. If you're sore, you've done enough. If you're sore for 2 or 3 days, you've done too much. If you're not sore, yeah, you didn't do enough. I can't monitor for you. You have to be okay. It has nothing to do with how many reps we do. It has nothing to do, yoga has nothing to do with that. That's if you want to go down in the gym, and it really shouldn't be down there either. Right, to lift weights, to do those kind of things. I'm going to do one more rep, but and you rip it. I know people. In fact, my niece said, "What happened?" I was weeding. She said, "Well, actually, I was lifting first." And I'm like, I could just, in my mind, and I may be wrong, this is my assumption, is that she was doing something and overdid. And then went and weeded and further. That's what we do. So if we remember to breathe while we move and pay attention to how we feel, okay? And the realization is, if I want my knee to have the ability to do the range of motion, then I need to engage here. I never come down like this without pushing my toes into the mat, spreading through them. I'm now engaging all of this work, and then I can come down. And then as I can go back a little further, right, maybe, just maybe, you're coming back and you're still pushing down. There is a ton of work going into my feet, into my thighs, into whatever needs to happen to be able to get those knees. As I come up, I'm pushing down to come up, so that the knee is just taking the bend. Now, you don't have to be able to do that, but the knee was meant, right? The knee was meant to take that full range of motion, and we've lost it. And almost, I would guarantee, other than like an accident, a hit to something, that the most of our injuries come because we didn't use any of this. Nobody taught us this stuff. You know, nobody taught us that. They taught us to run through the heel, and now they're saying that that's too much for the ball of the foot, that we're supposed to run more here. I mean, it changes as they come and understand, okay? So the thing that I want, the takeaway from today's class, is the idea that I'm becoming more aware of what my feet are doing. Can I feel the muscles? The minute, go ahead and spread through your toes. The minute you do that, can you feel the ankles and the shins and the calves? Those muscles work. So inside my shoes when I'm walking, that's what my feet look like. They don't stay there the whole time, but I'll come in and out and in and out. Okay, you will walk, and I promise you, you'll kind of go, what the freak? Because these muscles are working, okay? The same thing with the quads. We're not going to do the shuffle, okay? We're going to kind of try to pick up. Maybe, remember our walking, how we had to go so slow, but maybe you go a little slower, and you pay attention to here, okay? So often when we are exercising, we put on headphones, we're listening to a talk, a book, a podcast, even music, and we push through and ignore what's going on here. I'm not saying I never listen. I listen all the time. But when I'm working, and when we do it, our body remembers. Then it will start. If you do it enough times, you'll see me, you know, and all of a sudden, I mean, I'm in and out, and I'm not even paying attention to how I'm in and out. spreading, working, and it happens all day long now.
Debbie, do you wear high heels?
No. I have some that are about like this. I used to. And they're kind of fun. They make your legs look nice. They make your calf muscles engage. Why? And you don't have to. Anyway. Does that make sense?
That was a workout.
It was a workout. Go ahead and just take a moment. Now you can just lean forward. If I would have had the other chairs out, we could have done a little more, but I want you to stretch out your low back. Okay. So if you're not feeling in your low back with one bolster, you can put a block and have the two bolster. Try to just hang. There's nothing wrong with pulsing, but you want the hang as well. Try to tuck your chin and even let your skull hang. If you find the tingling in your fingers, you're welcome to bend and put your elbows on this. We're just trying to really find the spine. Take some deep breaths. Let gravity pull your spine, the shoulder part, top of the spine, away from the lower part. Are you getting a stretch in your low back here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then walk your hands back up. Push into the bolster. Bring yourself up. Beautifully done. Go ahead and take a little twist. You don't have to have the bolster on your lap. You can totally lose that. Hold on to a layer. Just revolve around. Go ahead and do a little bit of cat-cow here, which is just the tilt of the pelvic girdle. So it goes forward and back. Just letting that movement happen. Out and back. Yeah. And then come all the way over to the other side. Out and back. Out and back. Open and close. Up and down. Yeah. And then come back to center. So we really did focus on the lower part of the body today. Bring your hands to your heart center. You know I love the body. I'm so grateful for the understanding that I've learned, that I've practiced. I watch others. I watch you. I see your goodness. I see the work you're doing. I see the understanding, the ahas that are coming. I see that. That to me is what divinity is all about, is just this understanding and trying to be a little better and trying to remember and just trying to engage more and trying to pay attention more. And recognizing that I can grow to be like God. That I am a part, that divinity is a part of me. To me, the divinity is that desire to grow. It's more than that. But I think without the divinity, we wouldn't desire to grow. There would be no reason for us to get a little better. Namaste. Good job, you guys.
Very different today.
You say that every week.